I have seen Ghostbusters Afterlife, and let me tell you that it is a good film. I have said that it is good, not that it is excellent, mind you. I have not said either that it is a great Ghostbusters sequel to the 1984 original. I haven't said either that it is the most wonderful Ghostbusters film ever created. But it is a good film. It provides the fandom with something to cling to. It gives fandom lots of fan service, but it is something of a quippy fan service. It's something that I quite enjoyed, actually, that brought back the nostalgia, and that it was not just this cheap cash grab that Marvel usually uses in their Easter eggs, their references, the fan service. And let me tell you that all that is more than enough for this film to be good. I can understand now that I see this why all those shill media sites are going against it. Precisely for that reason, because it is providing the fandom with exactly that, what they were looking for, what they wanted, fan service. Now, let me tell you something. If anyone out there is willing to give fans what they want, they are going to quickly become enemies of the shill media. And this is why it is important that you make up your own mind, that you don't follow the trends and the tendencies, and that you decide for yourself what you want to do and what you want to watch. Even when the shill media sites have been all about, for instance, destroying Eternals, which might be something that most of the fandom right now might agree with, I don't believe in them. I think that they are going for something, that there is some agenda going on, and that is why it is very important that you make up your mind. I am not against anyone trying something or watching something to see if they like it. What I am against is the fact that many people out there just go out of their ways to defend anything because they believe it is the greatest thing ever. Everyone is entitled to their opinion, and what is not valid and what is not fair is what the shill media sites are doing in trying to destroy this effort. This film is directed by Jason Reitman, who is Ivan Reitman's son. And if you do not know who Ivan Reitman is, let me tell you that he was originally the director for the Ghostbusters films, and he is producing this one. So you have there right off the bat at least a little bit of hope that this is going to have some quality, and quality it does have. As I said, there are lots of references to old things from the original 1984 film, and also it gets a little bit here and there from the 1989 film, although it would seem as if they were trying to just forget altogether about that one existing. What I liked the most is that there is a post-credits scene in which we see a callback to something that happened in the 1984 original at the beginning, and the way that it is played out and who is involved in that is just bringing all those memories back, and the nostalgia just kicks in for one last time before you leave the theater. Also, there is a great homage to one that is no longer with us, and let me tell you that it's a tearjerker. And I am a Viking of many battles. I have been hardened, and I am not easily moved in the fifis. However, this time it really got me, and it is only because it's so well done and well put together, and it is not offensive at all. And I believe that that's one of the strengths of this film, that it is not offensive to the original material, nor is it to the legacy characters. But I think that I am going ahead of myself, so let's begin first with what this story is all about. This is the story of Egon Spengler's family. He traveled to a distant place where he sort of became a recluse in a farm where he was investigating some paranormal activity. Unfortunately, he died, and now his estranged daughter, that has children of her own, has inherited all that property. Desperate and somewhat destitute, she takes her family to live there, and little by little the kids, especially the girl Phoebe, starts discovering the truth behind her grandfather. They are also met with other teenagers, Trevor's love interest, who is Finn Wolfhard's character, and another kid that is quite the tech sort of guy there in the team. And they are also supported by a teacher that seems to be rather cool. I mean, what sort of teacher plays horror movies the likes of Child's Play for the class? I mean, that's the level of cool for this fellow. And they quickly find out that Egon's death is connected also to strange apparitions going on in town, and it is also evident of a comeback from someone we all thought had already been obliterated. That's right, Gozer the Gozerian is returning, is coming back with the terror dogs and all, and is trying to terrorize this city now. And since these kids are just unexperienced little kids, they have to call the original Ghostbusters to lend a hand. That's it. That's the story. It's pretty straightforward, and it is also taking lots of elements from the original 1984 film, but that only adds to the enjoyment. Truth be told, the original Ghostbusters do not really appear in the movie for a long time. I don't really count, I don't chronometer how much screen time the characters have, but let me tell you something. They sure are not the stars of this gig, and that's alright as well. You can establish new characters, but it's important that you respect the old ones. This might not be Cobra Kai, in which we have one of the old characters be the protagonist in a new, different way, just like Johnny Lawrence, but it is an important homage and an interesting homage to those original characters at the same time that it's trying to establish the new ones. And from those new ones, I have to say that Phoebe, who is a girl, who is smart, who is finding it hard to adapt to her new reality, to adapt to school, who is smart and maybe even smarter than the rest, well, she of course has these situations of isolation and also is bullied, but at the same time well established. Now, this is evidence that characters, female characters I mean, can be set up if you give them a personality, if you give them maybe some flaws or maybe some weaknesses, but also if you don't make them know-it-all arseholes, you know, pricks that know everything, lecture everyone and know everything perfectly well to a T, and you can't be wrong with them because they have this plot armor all the time. In the case of Phoebe, she steals the show, I would say, in the same way that maybe Peter Beckman stole the original one, but in a nice way. It's not done in such a way that you feel that the character is being shoehorned in. This is an evidence that great characters, great female characters can be written into story and that people can like them. Sure enough, I don't see this becoming a cult classic like the 1984 original. However, it has got something that maybe, just maybe, could win all those fans back once again after they walked away with the 2016 film, and even more so with the way that they were treated by the likes of Paul Feig and all those imbeciles, and also the cast, the stars of that called fans every name under the sun because they didn't want to go watch that piece of crap. In this case, we have an interesting film, we have a good homage. Maybe some other characters could have been better developed, maybe the original Ghostbusters could have appeared there a little bit more, but what we had, as I said, is more than enough, and I think that it pays off nicely. So if you have the chance, go see Ghostbusters Afterlife in cinemas because it's really worth it. If you are a fan of the franchise, you won't regret it, and if you are not a fan, this might not get you into watching the other ones, but it's a nice thing to pay attention to, especially with the mixture of the CGI effects and also the practical effects, because terror dogs are practical effects, and that's something that I, for one, welcome in this new film. Other than that, I think that it's a good try. Go watch it, and let me know down below in the comments what you think about this film. Or if you haven't watched it, tell me if you are interested in it, and also tell me if you think it's going to be good or if you think that it's not going to be that great. Until next time, everyone, peace out.